What are the upcoming challenges for the generic medicine sector in Europe?
So there are numerous challenges, but also numerous opportunities. I think some of the challenges is that the business model for our industry is under pressure because governments are trying to save money, and they often do so by lowering the cost of generic medicines. What we would like to see as an opportunity is rather use more generic medicines in lieu of expensive medicines instead of expensive medicines, and that would help governments save money but also keep our industry a bit more sustainable. That's a key issue. The second key one is that because of the price pressure we are under, it's very difficult for manufacturers to have a lot of extra manufacturing capacity, and this is sometimes leading to shortages or stockouts of products, meaning patients don't get their drugs, and that is something terrible, of course, that we need to solve very quickly.
What are the goals of this today's conference?
So today's conference are to bring together the global industry of generics and biosimilar medicines to discuss some of the challenges and opportunities. What we are certain of is that there is a lot of opportunity to bring more access to medicines for patients around the world, including right here in Poland. So I think in many countries, generic medicines are widely accepted, and this is a good process, although I mentioned there are those issues of sustainability that need to be discussed with governments. However, with biosimilar medicines, there's really a lot to do in many different countries. So Europe is the leader in biosimilar medicines. We have 90% of the experience. We have 800 million patient days of use, all of it positive with no additional risks associated with those medicines as tracked by the European Medicines Agency, so all very, very positive. But still, there is an issue that many, many patients around the world do not have access to biological therapies, and biosimilars can really help. As my colleague was telling you, right here in Poland, there is severe restrictions on access to biological medicines for patients with psoriasis, rheumatoid arthritis, Crohn's disease, even cancer. And we need to change that. We need to give all the patients who need those medicines the access. But it's not just here in Poland. We also know in the United States there are challenges with access in other countries. I think what we would like to show is that there are some countries that are really strong leaders. For example, in Germany or in France, they are doing dynamic policies to promote access to biosimilar medicines so they can treat more patients. In Germany, for example, they're going to treat 20%, 30% more patients thanks to biosimilar medicines. Why not bring the same opportunity right here to Poland?
Great question. Please tell us more about the most important ideas of medicines for Europe.
So I think the key ideas for us is that the healthcare systems and our industry have to be united. We supply 67% of the medicines in Europe, about 85% of the medicines here in Poland, but we can do much more. There are many, many restrictions on access to medicines because of the high cost of on-patent medicines. So we need to find solutions so no patient is left behind. Those solutions are with good generic and biosimilar medicines policies. A good generic policy is one that stimulates competition, that encourages many manufacturers to compete in the market, which brings competitive prices, but also ensures that there's always a good supply. It's also important to maintain manufacturing, and Poland is a leading manufacturer of generic and biosimilar medicines, and so it's a great platform for that. When it comes to biosimilar medicines, we need to have special policies in place to stimulate their use so more patients can be treated. This is largely about education and information to physicians. It's about providing the right incentives for hospitals and physicians to use biosimilar medicines. And the most important point is because these medicines are more competitively priced, it's about giving the access to all the patients, no more restrictions as we have with expensive medicines. And I think these 3 points, if we can carry them forward in all the countries, in Poland and elsewhere in Europe, we can really have a positive effect on healthcare.